All right, y'all, welcome back and happy Sunday. This is the Bluechip Breakdown, and we're your host, Bull and P. We have a couple things to talk about because football season is less than 2 weeks away. I think that we're maybe just days away, P, from Joey Aguilar being named our starting quarterback. We've talked about, man, this passing game with our offense. It's really going to be based around what is Joey Aguilar good at throwing with the routes. So we're going to be looking at that with the stats, with the numbers, and also inside of the film room. And of course, man, if y'all haven't heard about this, Tristen Keys, you might have already flipped to our Tennessee Volunteers. And I think that we're probably just days away from that coming out publicly. So I want to talk about him versus Savion Hiter, who will be choosing this program coming up on Tuesday. Who might be the bigger impact for Tennessee? Who do we need more? And with all that being said, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And P, who do you got with this battle just as far as Savion versus Keys?
Man, I got to go with Tristen Keys, man. We saw what a big-time receiver can do. You look at what Jeremiah Smith did at Ohio State. I mean, he came in there year one and was immediately the best receiver in the country. I think Tristen Keys kind of has some of that ability in him. I think he's a big-time guy, big frame. Look at him, 6'3", 210. This guy's still in high school. He's going to be about 220 by the time he's playing as a true freshman. Same size as Jeremiah Smith, pretty much. I mean, this guy can go up here and can really be a program-changing player year one. So, I mean, I can't wait to see this kid play. I mean, this is a guy who can take the quick screen, can go to the house with it, can beat your one-on-one coverage, can beat your two-on-one coverage, can win those 50-50 balls, and he's going to command extra attention, which opens up other guys, especially if we're spreading the field the way we spread it and he can get some one-on-one matchups. This guy's going to be an absolute monster. So, for me, Tristen Keys all day long.
All right, so I can most definitely see that, but I'm going to have to go with my dog, Savion Hiter. Because, as you said, Pete, spreading the field out wide with the running back that is, 6 feet tall, 200 pounds right now, but he's probably going to be playing over 215. He can get downhill versus some lighter boxes. Typically going to be seeing like one-on-one versus maybe a linebacker who I think he can make a miss out in space, or a safety or some sort of like secondary player, right, who he should be able to run right through him, and he can also make them miss. He has really good straight line speed, strong guy, very, very physical. I think that he should look good as far as pass pro goes, P, but catching the football, coming out of the backfield, something that I think Tennessee wants to do a lot more of moving forward, starting off in 2025. Even like maybe spreading the field out 5 wide with your running back out there running some real routes. I think that he's a good enough route runner that he could do it. We know that we put up great running numbers, but with the running back of this caliber, could he maybe be Tennessee's first Heisman Trophy winner? I think that there's just a lot of boxes that Savion could be checking off for us. So that's why I'm going to roll with Savion. But honestly speaking, P, I'm just going to say it, dog. Like, really doesn't too much matter because we feel like Tristen Keys is already part of this class. Savion could also be part of this class, so we could end up with both. We've got at least a 50% chance of us, landing Savion. So we'll see how that goes. But, P, just talk about how good this offense, how good this entire team could be with what we've already added with, the past really couple of classes, and then with what we're going to be adding in this 2026 class.
Yeah, man, Heupel and the whole staff's done a great job of adding pieces each and every year, pieces that, you absolutely love. I mean, you look at what we're doing on the offensive line. We got bodies. We got David Sanders, Jesse Perry. We got other guys that are going to be here. We got guys coming in. You look at the running back room. Peyton Lewis, he's an absolute stud. People don't talk enough about him. Deshaun Bishop is probably back next year, and also true freshmen. Those guys are studs. The receiver room, you brought in 3 studs this year. I mean, Dotson, Ra, Travis Smith have all looked phenomenal. You got 5-star Mike Matthews. You have all these pieces. Oh, and by the way, the tight ends are absolute studs. I mean, Hassan Brahim could be the best player on the whole team. I mean, let's not even talk about him. Jack Van Dorsalier. I mean, there's a ton of weapons that this staff's bringing in. So, it's going to be crazy. And listen to this too. We really haven't seen a true elite 5-star top receiver play in Heupel's system. We saw a little Mike Matthews last year, but I'm thinking about it. Jalen Hyatt was like a 3-star guy, won a Biletnikoff. Imagine a Tristen Keys type guy in this system. Maybe he's your next Heisman winner at the University of Tennessee. So, there's just a lot to be excited about if you're on a Rocky Top.
Yeah, for sure. I think that this team is trending how you want it to look. And I can see several championships coming up, man. And whenever you have really good classes and then you go out on the field and prove it, show that, man, we've got a great staff, you start to add more and more players. So we could be very close to like a dynasty. I think that that's what we're talking about now because Coach Heupel, his entire staff, they've done so much more with less. People will always talk about, well, look at how much talent Alabama has. Look at how much talent Kirby Smart always has, Oregon. Well, what the hell have they really done? So listen, Kirby, he got him too, He's been there for what? He's been there for a long time. I mean,
10
his
years.
teams have been loaded
I
every
think 10 years.
there's no reason that he doesn't win more. In Oregon, they haven't really, quite sniffed one yet. So I'm just saying, we do in Alabama with with Coach Kalen. Dude, I mean, we'll see what happens this season. It was only 1 year, but man, you want to talk about doing a lot less with more is what they're on. But over here, man, we do a lot more with less. So I'm very much looking forward to it. But let's go on ahead and flip the page and let's talk about Joey Aguilar's stats. This is going to be from 2024 for him. And I also have Nico and Hendon, right? So Nico is 2024 season. Hendon is his 2022 season. Y'all can see the difference in, who was the most accurate, so on and so forth. So I have 10 routes up here, and it's ordered based off of what Joey Aguilar threw the most of in 2024. So starting off with the just goals, which is like a fade or like a fly or like a seam. That gold lettering there, that tells you how often did they throw it versus other passes. Then that green lettering there, that's going to tell you how accurate were they just as far as the catchable passes that they threw. And then under that in blue, you can see the touchdowns to interceptions. But there's a couple of things that stands out, P, just for me personally. Number one, I think that Joey Aguilar throws a very, very good dig. And, of course, we will be jumping into the film room and showing y'all most of this stuff. But slants is something that does kind of bother me just because he's only a shade over 50% with his catchable passes, okay? That does bother me some, but hopefully it's something that we could maybe work him out of. What do you see just in looking at these numbers here, Pete?
It seems like Joey does a pretty decent job. I guess you take the slants out, but he does a pretty decent job throwing across the middle with the digs as well as the drags. So I think that's something that this team's really been missing really since Hendon left, is the ability to really attack the middle of the defense. And I think Joey has the potential to be able to help us out there and open up the field a whole lot more and just create more winning plays for us because we can attack the middle and make defenses play us a little more honest.
Yeah, and so drags is something that we won't be looking at inside of the film room, but I did just want to kind of point it out to y'all that, like you said, P, he's really good at that. I think that that's something that Tennessee will be running a lot of, but we're going to be focusing on more of like the down the field type of stuff. So with all that being said, P, we're starting off with the post. For me, I think that this is the number one route that Tennessee should try to run or throw with Joey Aguilar, just because it is a vertical route and it works great versus the way the defenses typically do play Tennessee. You get that quarters look where, you're going to have, it's almost like we always see like two safeties playing high, like maybe not high wide, but you're going to see two safeties deep. But verse cover 4, verse cover 2, verse cover 3, which is typically what teams play versus Tennessee, maybe even versus man, that post, that is there. And he throws it very, very well. But what are your thoughts on this part of it, Pete?
Love the post concept, man. It's a route you can run a skinny post, which is a more of a steeper angle out of your break, right? A more like vertical straight angle, which you can use to get between the safety and the corner, maybe sticking in there, or maybe more like a shallow post, maybe crossing in front of the safety's face, almost like a drag a little bit, but you're getting more horizontal across the field. You can mix it up and do different things with it. And so I do think it's a route that we need to implement much more of. And Joey throws a pretty good post ball. So something that these receivers can do, Brazel, Mike Matthews, these are the guys you think of as guys that can go up and compete for these type of balls as well. So we'll love to see us implement this more. We'll see what the staff has in plan for this season.
Yeah, and so these are the interceptions that he threw with post passes. So it was 3 picks, and this is just like some of the bad stuff, right? So here you're seeing he's throwing it into double coverage, something that you really don't want to do, especially on this level. Yeah, I mean, there is kind of a window there, but I mean, that is like a super elite arm, even for NFL quarterback. It's really not there. He probably shouldn't have thrown it. So it's going to be, and as we keep on going through, y'all will see, it's just more about this, like, I don't even want to say like not doing stupid stuff, but it's things that I think the staff could hopefully get him out of. Like, hey, man, we don't want you forcing things. Just kind of like take what's there. Also, if there's a little bit of pressure, sometimes you'll see him maybe throw it flat-footed, which is what he does here. There's actually a guy that's open on this post, but because he doesn't get his lower body into the throw, it gets intercepted. You got to have pretty good arm talent to be able to throw these, especially on more of like a flatter angle. Here, I mean, there really are 2 people that's, kind of like covering this up. So same thing that we talked about previously. Don't want to throw this into double coverage, okay? Especially that deep down the field. You give the safeties too much time to be able to go and make plays, but I think that the staff could maybe get him out of that. Now, at number 2, P, we have Diggs. He was at 82.3% with catchable passes, P, which is just outstanding. We talked about how big of a deal that is for Tennessee's system. The dig is typically going to be there. But what do you think about this, P?
I think he throws a really good dig with his timing. He pretty much throws it right out of the guy's break before the inside hanging defender, whether it's linebacker or safety, before they really have a chance to break on that route, squeeze on that. He's getting it right to the because typically at the top of a break, for a receiver running his route, they're typically going to have separation right out of the break. And so that's where you want to typically throw the ball. And he has a good job of doing that with the digs. Something I don't think Nico did a great job of last year. I think there were some opportunities. Like look at the Arkansas game, Oklahoma game. We had opportunities on some of those digs, but he didn't. He just didn't see him. He came off of it too early or found it too late. So the fact that Joey does that at a high clip, I think that's going to open up a lot for this offense down the road.
Yeah, and then too, you saw on one of those like previous plays here that he does a great job of getting outside of the pocket once there's pressure, keeps his eyes down the field. He's actually pretty accurate when he does that. And that's what he needs to do a lot more of because with the interceptions or like with the bad passes that he throws, you can see here, right? Like there's pressure coming and he's going to throw this off his back foot. And this is not absolutely horrible because the ball doesn't get picked, but that can be really dangerous on this level because people will come up, they'll break on the football. Those can be pick sixes too because there's not going to be a lot of people that are fast enough to be able to stop those guys once they make that catch. And I'm talking about from the defensive side of it. But now we're going to talk about corners. Okay, so this is the number 3 route that we think Tennessee should probably try to utilize with Joey Aguilar. Again, we're not adding in drags because I think that drags will be pretty high up on this list. But this is how a corner route looks: 3 touchdowns, 0 picks, 50%. What are you thinking here, P?
I love a good corner route, man. I think you're running away from the defense a lot of times. All it really takes is a good ball. Like this, to me, this is a route that's easy to put the ball in a place where only your guy can get it. So to me, it's a pretty safe route. But it's one of those deals you can't hang it inside. You can't underthrow it. If you're going to miss, you need to miss far and outside. So if he can do that, I think this is a winning route for us, especially with our tight ends. I think about tight ends running this route a lot. They're going to be there. They're going to be open. So I think this is a route we're going to see a ton of this season.
Yeah, I think that he has really, really good touch, but we're just, we keep on talking about like the fundamental aspect of things. What I love about Joey Aguilar is that he put up really good numbers. Obviously, the interceptions didn't look great, but he put up some good numbers. He is that gunslinger, but he has just a lot of room to get better with just basic fundamental stuff. So he could have a huge year. So at number 4, we have the go route, which would be fades or it would be flies or seams. 8 touchdowns, 40% with the catchable passes, which doesn't absolutely blow you. It's not going to wow you. And here you can see that he's giving his wide receiver a chance, really in double coverage. So yeah, man, guys are going to have to be dogs. Like you're going to have to make plays because he will give you that opportunity, even if it is in double coverage. That was a very, very good pass on that seam. And here, he's got a guy that's wide open and just easy, pitch and catch. Love that. You got to make the easy throws and easy everything. You got to make that easy. Don't make it overly complicated. Now, these are the interceptions. As I touched on, sometimes in double coverage, there is an issue because he wants to force it there. That's not really the problem here. I think he picked the right person. The ball should have gone to that red and green square, but because he underthrew it, it gives the safety time to come over and make this play. Definitely have to know what your arm strength is, right, P? Like you got to know what, like what are you dealing with? And maybe throw the football earlier. I think that would really help us out. 3-step drop, look the safety off, and then just throw that if you know that you have that one-on-one coverage. So here he's got pressure coming, and he's going to throw this flat-footed. So the ball sails on him, gives that safety, and really that wasn't even there. That was double coverage, but gives the safety a chance to come over and make that play. Here, very, very similar. Pressure's coming. He throws this off his back foot, and you can see that everything's it's covered up. There was nothing there. So he has got to extend plays with his legs. Maybe not always just to run, but to do something other than I'm going to stand here and throw this into coverage. It's something, P, that I think that the staff can get him out of. Now, at number 5, we have hitches. And what are your thoughts here, P?
I mean, the hitch route is almost an extension of the go ball in our system because we run a lot of option routes where the receiver's going to either beat his guy vertical. If he can't beat him vertical, he'll stop and run a hitch or like a curl, which I think curls are kind of included in this as well. So I mean, this is a staple of our offense, or at least has been since Heupel's been there. It's something that we're going to do pretty much. I mean, you're going to see it every single series pretty much. We're going to run a hitch, some type of hitch. So this is one you have to be accurate at. You have to throw it. Again, like we talked about with the digs, throw it, on time, right out of the break a lot of times. But also be careful with this one because this is an easy one to get pick sixes on. I think a lot of pick sixes happen on hitches or outs because if the corner's sitting on that thing, very easy to jump that route, pick it off. So don't hang the ball inside. Keep it to the outside if you can. And this could be a really effective play for us if he can, control his placement of these passes.
Yeah, and I mean, you just can't, and that on that previous one, you've got to throw that out of bounds. Okay, like we won't go through the whole situation, but we've already talked about it in some different videos. So he's got to understand, just manage the game. We don't need you to be a hero. We do not need that. Just whatever's there, take it. You don't have to do any more than that. It's on the rest of the team to step up from that standpoint. Now, sometimes, yes, you're going to have to make some difficult passes, but it should still be a like calculated risk. So here you can see that, this cornerback kind of holds this wide receiver. Yeah. But I don't even know, P, how much you could put that on Joey. I think that the ball, that the placement of the football was pretty good. Wide receivers got to help him out some, but you just got to be smart because, like you said, that right there can turn into a pick six. So now we have out routes. And this is something that I honestly, I had to, I put this at number 6 because it's something that I don't even want him throwing. He needs to throw this, I think, as little as possible because he was, at 77% with the catchable passes. But even those, to me, were dangerous passes. Some of them. Well, really, probably most of them. So here, I think that this one might be pretty good. Let's see. So, yeah, that one was decent. I think he could have maybe led this wide receiver more to the outside. You don't want to leave that to the inside at all. That one, I think, was pretty good. But what are you thinking with these outs, P?
Yeah, it's probably one of the most dangerous passes in football. I mean, it's a long throw, and I mean, pretty much always. I mean, I'm sure there's a situation that's not, but pretty much always the ball's going to have to pass the defender to get to your receiver. I mean, like the defender's always between the receiver and the ball when they run the out route 9 out of 10 times. So it's a dangerous pass, has to be on time, and definitely cannot hang this to the inside. I think that one was hung to the inside, and you see it's daggone pick 6, 99 yards to the house. So, very dangerous ball, but this is a route that I mean, I think it's a route everybody has to have. And you have to be able to execute on it, but you just have to know when to call it. And Joey has to be smart with his decisions. Don't throw it to a guy that's covered up, and don't leave the ball hanging to the inside.
Yeah, I think that those are all excellent points. But, like on a more positive note, because of course we have to show y'all just like how the play in, play out operation of things look with Joey. I think that he's going to take just major steps forward based off of the fundamental teaching of some really good quarterback coaches. I think that that's what's going to help him out, maybe even more so than Tennessee's actual scheme, P. I don't think, people talk about, well, Tennessee's scheme helps the quarterback out. Yeah, there's some truth to that, but at the same time, it's really just more about fundamental stuff whenever you're talking about Joey. How much better has he gotten there? If he has figured that out, you look at what his floor is for like digs. His floor is already really high. I think he's got a very high floor for post. You know what I'm saying? Very high floor for like drags. Got to work on some things with his slants, and we didn't put those clips in here. But, I don't even know exactly what's wrong there. It just kind of feels like sometimes the ball is just in a bad spot. But our coaches will understand what is wrong. They'll be able to get that fixed. That's more just like a play in, play out basis. Can you hit the easy stuff, hit the hitches? I think that they'll be able to help him with that. And maybe the mindset is, hey, you don't have to press too much. You just manage football games. But what are your kind of like closing thoughts, Pete?
Yeah, I just echo what you just said, man. I'm excited to see what he does because, I mean, he has a lot of potential. He's done some good things on film. And, I mean, even to naked, like, even to my untrained eye, I may not know exactly what he's doing wrong, but I can tell there's fundamental issues and that he's inconsistent with how he delivers the ball. I think with Halsley, Heupel, they're really strict about being consistent and pretty much throwing the ball the same way every time, getting your shoulders to it, getting your feet to it. So we'll see if they've been able to have enough of an impact for us to really notice a difference week 1. I think if he maintains, if he's able to remain the guy throughout the whole season, we'll see him get better and better as the year goes on. And hopefully he's ready to go by week 3, go out there and get those dogs.
All right, baby. All right, so with that being said, y'all please make sure to like and subscribe. Leave your thoughts down in that comment section, and we'll be talking to y'all probably tomorrow. Thanks. Peace. Thanks for watching. And please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel because that keeps us growing inside of the YouTube algorithm. And if you did like this video, here's another one that you might also enjoy. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.